I am so sorry, you guys. You guys have to get my raw emotion because I just let this lady have it in the freaking pet store. I'm going in there to get a freaking snail and a catfish for my fish tank. It is this woman coming asking a young man about some advice about her birds because she said that she has 7 parakeets and she just introduced 3 fucking more, and she's wondering why they're not getting along and they're fucking fighting. And I'm sitting there, I'm just flabbergasted because I only have 2 lovebirds. Do you know how big of a freaking flight cage that I had to get for 2 lovebirds? And then on top of that, they even have separate cages. Only time my lovebirds sleep in the same cage with each other is if they want to. They literally have 2 big ass cages. And even with that, most birds, they need space. Do you understand? That's why I let my birds fly freely around my house. Because no animal should be trapped in an enclosure for more than a couple of hours. I hate people that are dog owners, and every time I come to their house, they got their dog locked up in a fucking cage. So I can only imagine, number one, could you imagine how this woman's house possibly smells, especially if she is not someone that has constant upkeep with 7 fucking birds? And are you fucking kidding me? So the 2 young boys, you can tell they just work at the damn pet store. They really are not well versed on birds. So I said, ma'am, excuse me, how many birds did you say that this was again? She said 7. I said, ma'am, how big is the flight cage that you have 7 birds in? And I said, how long did you take to introduce these 3 new birds to the rest of your animals? I said, it can take months for you to properly introduce birds to another bird. It could take months. It took months for me to get my 2 birds to like stop fighting and nipping at each other and actually show love and affection to each other. They're just now honestly getting to that point. And they still fight all the fucking time, and I have to separate them all the time because Charlie, who is my main bird, that's his house. He's going to show dominance. So I'm asking her, I'm like, how long number one, how big is the enclosure area? Because you can't have that many birds enclosed into a small space like that. And I straight up told her, I said, sweetheart, everything that you're telling me is inhumane. That is inhumane. That is fucking humane. And then after a certain point, like, she was rolling her eyes. I don't give a fuck, bitch. Like I told her, just because you think that they're a bird, they have a heart. They have a brain. They have a soul. They have feelings. You cannot just go and throw fucking birds into a fucking cage with each other like that. They have personalities. They will kill each other. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, the birds, like I said, the bird that I got when I first got my bird, he was all mutilated and stuff. He had a whole bunch of feathers and stuff plucked all out of him because he came from a stressful environment. And I have to deal with, even I honestly have not seen Charlie pluck any feathers out in a long time, because now he has another bird with him where he's constantly getting that, you know, love and affection from the same species. But because my bird came from a home prior to me that it wasn't the proper environment, they will start to self-mutilate. They will start to pluck their feathers out and stuff. And because I already got Charlie with that habit, I think at this point he just likes, you know how certain people like eating their scabs? I think that that's the issue. But still, these are still creatures that have a heart, that have a mind, that have a fucking soul. The last dude that I used to talk to, it used to irritate me every time that I would talk to him. He always had his fucking dog locked up in the goddamn cage. What is the point of you having a goddamn animal? What you want to just to take pictures? Like, it's not a photo op. How the fuck would you feel if you were locked up in a cage all fucking day and you see people that can let you out and they still just keep you locked up in a fucking box all the damn time? That's why every time someone asks me, oh, you be letting them birds fly around your house? Yes, I let them fly around my house. Naturally, these birds, like the whole universe is their cage. I cannot believe that this lady is sitting up there telling me, even in the flight cage that I have an expensive flight cage. It is inhumane to have more than 2 birds in that flight cage. To even have a flight cage that is big enough to store 4 birds. Do you know how big that freaking flight cage would have to be for it to be humane and safe? Like, I'm just so irritated right now. I'm so irritated. And then, like, once I started, like, clocking certain things, and then, like, once I started saying certain things, like, the 2 little boys, they just backed the fuck up because I was not saying nothing wrong. I wasn't saying not a goddamn thing wrong, and clearly I knew more about it than what the hell they did. And then I walked away at a certain point because when she started rolling her eyes, and I told her, I said, you really need to do research before you just go and purchasing an animal. You can't just go purchasing a whole bunch of fucking birds. Like, if you already got 7, like, what the fuck are you doing? That's just like when you see people and they be hoarding cats and shit. Like, you something wrong with you. Something is really motherfucking wrong. I really do think that people need to get a psyche valve when you see people just hoarding fucking animals and shit. Like these weird ass fucking cat ladies, bitch. Why the fuck are you sleeping with 8 fucking cats in your house? It's fucking weird. Unless you a fucking breeder or some shit like that, which you should have a license to breed. You should go through some type of training and you should get certification. They need to stop just letting any motherfucking body just go and buy these motherfucking animals and think that they just do. Nah, like they really need to check certain people the fuck out, because everybody don't deserve kids and everybody don't deserve to be a fucking pet owner. And that shit just pissed me right the fuck on off, y'all. And I'm so sorry, because I know my kids is right here, but my kid, they know I cuss and I pray. My kids already know my mouth, and I do apologize. But I am heated right now, y'all. I'm absolutely freaking heated. And the thing that people don't realize is that the soul never dies. The soul never freaking dies. Y'all better pay attention to the karma and the things that y'all be doing in this earth and in this body, in this form that you are in. When you die and you pass over, you don't know what the hell you gonna come back reincarnated as. You might be that damn fish. You might be them birds in that goddamn cage with a crazy bitch. Okay? And people like, oh, feel like deja vu. Yeah. Do y'all even understand what the fuck deja vu is? The soul is always living. Always living. Pay attention to the things that you do, because it will come back to haunt you. It don't matter if it's this lifetime or another fucking lifetime. Everything living and breathing. I don't give a fuck if it's a plant, if it's a bee. I don't give a if it's a deer. Everything on this earth is living and breathing, has a purpose, and you need to be respectful to it. Bottom fucking line. And I'm fucking done, because I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm fucking pissed.